In Johannesburg this morning without power and wondering why. Well, that's due to a fire that broke out in an underground tunnel in the CBD, leaving parts of the city in the dark. Authorities have been working around the clock to restore power and further assess the extent of the damage. So let's get the very latest now from the city's emergency services spokesperson, Mr. Robert Mulaudzi. Mr. Mulaudzi, thank you for your time and good morning to you. What's the very latest you can tell us about this fire?
Good morning, Austin, and morning to the viewers. Yes, we can confirm that we managed to extinguish the fire overnight. Right now, we can confirm that the fire has been extinguished. Well done to Team Johannesburg. A group of firefighters who attended to this fire incident did a very great job under very difficult conditions. As you know, it's an underground fire. It's a tunnel. It's a very difficult because you have your vision is impaired, and also you have limited oxygen supply. Hence, we had to use our self-contained breathing apparatus to be able to breathe while we are extinguishing this fire. So a job well done to the team. The fire has been extinguished. We don't have any injuries which have been reported on this fire incident. Right now, the tunnel will be inspected for air quality and also for structural integrity, because we know that our colleagues from City Power, before they are allowed in, we have to make sure that the area is safe for them to do what they are supposed to do. So that will be done later on today, and we're hoping that maybe later on in the afternoon, we will be able to allow them to be able to continue to with whatever they are supposed to do. But we also want to urge our motorists, who are driving around Anderson and Temimpili Street to avoid the area. I think we're still going to be remaining on site, so they can use. We've got our colleagues from JHB who are also, directing traffic in the area. So we're encouraging them to work with us so that we can be able to do what we're supposed to do.
Right. Robert, any idea how this fire came about?
We at this stage, the cause of the fire is still a subject of investigation. However, I can confirm that this is not the first fire incident or a fire, underground fire which we had to attend to. I think to be exact, about 3 years ago, we had a similar incident right here in the inner city, where we had an underground fire like the one we're attending to. So our men and women out there in the city of Johannesburg are highly skilled to operate or to work under these difficult conditions. So that information will be actually, we'll find out as and when the fire investigations are concluded to determine what might be the cause of this fire incident. But we really have to applaud a job well done by the firefighters. Every time we always see the news about our skills, whether we don't have that, we don't have enough resources and things like this. When we do a good job, we need to talk about it.
Absolutely.
And we need to acknowledge a job well done to everybody who attended to this incident, because it's not and one of those normal fire incidents which we have to attend to on a day-to-day basis, but under this extremely difficult condition, these men and women managed to make sure that the fire is extinguished, and then we can assure our residents out there that we'll make sure that the area is handed over to our colleagues from City Power so that they can be able to do what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely. I mean, as you're talking, those words echoing the visuals that we see right now on our screens. Robert, I mean, every time I see those visuals of the brave men and women going underground, I just wonder, my goodness, would I even be in a position to do something like that? So we have to commend the work that they did under those very, very difficult conditions. But just before I let you go, Robert, then for anyone watching this and wondering which areas are affected and how long they'll still be affected for, can you just give us more clarity in terms of that information? We know it's the Joburg CBD, but in terms of power outages or power being affected or even traffic, are you at liberty to just share which areas and parts have been affected?
The area, I think my colleague Mangena will be able to give more information, but I'm sure the area which is mostly affected is your area in the inner city, like mostly your Anderson, Temimpili, so and most of the area around Gandhi Square. I think that's the area which is mostly affected. But in terms of traffic, the area around Ntenumpiliso and Anderson Street is still closed, so our motorists need to use the alternative routes. And of course, in terms of the power supply, my colleagues from City Power Mangena will be able to give you more details about it.
Well, I appreciate your time this morning, and once again commending the brave men and women in uniform, of course, fighting that blaze under a tunnel. That's Robert Mulaudzi, the spokesperson for the Johannesburg Emergency Services.